This will give us plausible deniability while we target the folks that we really want. See, we weren't just going after black folk. There were some white folk who lost their property also. There were some white folk who lost their property. So, see, it's not racism. They've been playing this game for while the Ku Klux Klan is burning down part of this resort, they're telling you ain't no racism. The article goes on to say, for decades, the properties sat empty. The Bruce parcels were transferred to the state in 1948, then to the county in 1995. A county lifeguard center occupies the land today. As for the remaining lots, city officials eventually turned them into a park, worried that the family members might sue. If they did, the family members might sue to regain their land unless it was used for the purpose for which it had been originally taken. People, they kept this going for decades. This was part of a concerted strategy passed down from one generation to another that said these black folk own that. And as you all know, it was a black woman who actually was responsible for the founding of what you call Los Angeles today. But just understand, black folk made inroads in Los Angeles. They made inroads for decades. We didn't sit on our damn feet. We didn't sit on our damn feet. Black people were making moves, all the moves you talking about, why didn't we do this, why didn't we do that? Yeah, we were doing that the whole time. And they kept this going decades later. Their strategy, their practice of, okay, everybody else's land, leave it alone. These niggas, okay, one generation to the next. Manhattan, okay, Kentucky City business, pick up the trash, make sure the niggas don't get their land back though. Yeah, there's a couple of plots that we stole a century ago. We never built that park on it. We better go ahead and take that now. Oh, wait a minute. The families are getting in the position to sue us. We better go ahead and build a park on it so we have legal standing. Well, let me tell you folks, I've been to Manhattan Beach. There isn't a park there. There is no park of any significance there. There isn't. There is not. This is what a race war looks like. They go on to say, when Hahn realized that the county now owned the land where the Bruce Resort once stood, she jumped into action. She called Anthony Bruce, whose voice still cracks whenever he talks about the city's actions and how they tore his family apart. And that is the thing that I want us to focus on right now. And I want to zoom in here because I want you to understand something when you take a look at this beautiful, absolutely beautiful, regal, elegant. And I want to zoom in here because I want you to understand something when you take a look at this beautiful, absolutely beautiful, regal, elegant, royal black couple here who should have been godfathers of the city and should have been passing down generational wealth. And we should be talking about this far differently than we do today. I want you to take a look at them in our black excellence coming out of slavery and in our black excellence. Take a look at this regal couple here. Sophisticated, intelligent, intrepid, entrepreneurial, hardworking, visionary. A couple of young black people with their whole lives in front of them and this wicked, demonic, white supremacist nation, as it has done in so many other places, sat up here and rose up against innocence. She called Anthony Bruce, whose voice still cracks whenever he talks about the city's actions and how they tore this family apart. Charles and Willa, his great-great-grandparents, ended up as chefs serving other business owners for the remainder of their lives. His grandfather, Bernard, born a few years after the condemnation, was obsessed with what happened and lived his life, quote, extremely angry at the world. Bruce's father, tormented by this history, had to leave California. And then you ask me why I'm the black authority. Then you ask me why I bring back every wrong you have ever committed. Then you ask me why I tell you that you owe us a blood debt. This will never go away. You destroyed young black people in the prime of their lives, and I am enjoying privileges and luxuries today that they never did, and you think you're gonna frickin' buy me off with a Maybach? You think you're gonna buy me off with a beachfront home and say, well, hey, Jason, if we pay you off, why don't you just let those crimes go? Nigga, hell to the never. No, I will chase you around the roving rings of Saturn and through perdition's flame before I give you up. I will never let this go. Not now, not ever. And I will teach every black man, woman, and child from the suckling babies as soon as they can walk. Sit at my feet and I will teach you about Benny Mason. Sit at my feet and I will teach you about Willa and Charles Bruce and what they did to them. And it will now be your legacy to avenge what happened to them. No, we will never let you go. Not now, not ever. We will dog you until the end of the universe for this. It isn't just about Rosewood and Greenwood, Archer, and Pine. We got stories like this everywhere. While you talking about us asking for reparations, understand something, people. If you want to know why white people look at us so peculiar, it is because they understand had this happened to them, there would be blood in the streets for decades. They would not be asking for Bruce's beach back. They would have blown up anything there and dared you to take it back, David Koresh style. No, we will never forget. We will never write it off. We will never let it go.